Wisconsin Eye's 2014 election coverage is brought to you by the Wisconsin Hospital Association. For over 90 years, a valued voice for Wisconsin hospitals, supporting high-quality, high-value care in communities like yours.
Is in Wausau at Northcentral Tech College. We're interviewing candidates for the 2014 election. We're interviewing Jim Edming of Glen Flora. He's a Republican running in the 87th Assembly District. Mr. Edming, welcome to Wisconsin Eye.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
Well, just a programming note, Wisconsin Eye appreciates the support of the Wisconsin Hospital Association, which represents more than 139 hospitals and health systems, for making these candidate interviews possible. You go by the name Jimmy Boy. Here's my first question. You've run for the legislature how many times?
3 times.
And lessons learned, and you're running again. Why?
Lessons learned is I don't have any quitting sense. It's all about persistence.
Well, why are you running this time?
Well, the reason I'm running this time is because I have 3 sons, 2 granddaughters, and a great-granddaughter. And when I look at what's been going on in the Wisconsin legislature for the last 12 years, the first 8 of that under the Doyle administration I absolutely didn't like, but what Governor Walker's doing, I absolutely love, and I want to be part of that.
What's the best thing Governor Walker and the legislators have done in the last 3-4 years? Jimmy Boy. There, I'll go by your nickname.
Okay, go by my nickname. What I like the best is what they have done for the business climate. They've lowered some of the taxes to have more incentive to have, people come into Wisconsin, businesses to come in, and not only to come in, but for businesses not to leave. And that's a key issue in this 87th, is that we don't have businesses that go to a foreign country.
Okay. What are you going to do to help the businesses in the 87th or bring new ones in? What would you like to do?
Well, in my past 40 years of doing business, a private businessman, I've had to have items that people wanted, that were needed. Governor Walker has made the incentive for businesses, tax incentives, TIF districts, and so on and so forth, to encourage businesses to come in, and that is so important. And we have to even do more than what they've done in the past. But they're on the right track.
Okay, let's talk about some school issues. The issue of school choice and voucher schools. There's a 1,000 enrollment cap on those outstate. How do you feel about school choice and voucher schools?
I think when it comes to schools, that is a choice between mom and dad and their kids. The government should not have a hand in telling you what schools that you go to. Right now, I'm enrolled in UW-Barron County as a senior to get my degree. And no one ever told me that I have to go to Barron County or tech school here in Wausau or whatever to get my degree. It was my choice of where I'm going to go to school, and I think that every family should have a choice of where they want to send their kids.
Okay. Last week, Governor Walker called for the repeal of the Common Core educational standards. Do you have a position on that, Mr. Edming?
I don't like Common Core.
Why?
Because first off, I don't think the government, again, should be dictating to our schools. Students in California are going to have a different need than what we have in Wisconsin. And there again, if you want to homeschool your kids, you're welcome to do that in Wisconsin now. But this Common Core is something that it's just more government coming down on top of the families and the homes.
One of the businesses you started is an oil business, and oil business relies quite a bit on transportation. So let me ask about highways. There's a projection. Over the next 2 years, the Department of Transportation is going to be $650 million short. Do we delay some of these highway projects? Do we raise taxes? What idea do you have?
First off, not to raise taxes. I think there's still probably places that we can do some trimming. What's happened is people have gotten more efficiency in their automobiles. They're riding motorcycles more. I mean, they're driving cars 50, 60 miles to the gallon, and that's because of the gas tax is not coming in. But I am not for increasing the gas tax in any shape nor form. I think if we can get in there and trim trim some of the fat, there's not a lot left. But I think we can, and if we have to delay, a problem. But where the main trouble comes into this highway fund was under the Doyle administration. They took the highway fund that we had for gas tax and threw it into the general fund. So when Governor Walker came into office, his checkbook was empty on the transportation fund. And now we're trying to play catch up, and it's a heck of a game.
Let's talk about health care. Here's my question. The federal government said to every state, if you expand your MA health care benefits to low income, we'll pay for it for the first 2-3 years. Governor Walker and the leaders of the Senate and the Assembly said, no thank you, federal government. Do you agree with that decision?
I agree with that.
Why?
Because there again, when you take the bait, now they can dictate to you and tell you exactly what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and you have to dance to someone else's tunes. In Wisconsin, we are Wisconsin. We're not Washington, D.C.
I'm asking every candidate this. Your reaction to Judge Crabb's decision, which is now being appealed by the Attorney General on same-sex marriage?
I believe in traditional marriage.
Okay, very good.
Period.
Okay. There are calls in Washington and Madison to raise the minimum wage. Your position?
If they raise the minimum wage in Wisconsin, Edming Oil Company is going to have a real problem because there isn't enough money there to pay the extra fees. And there again, you get right back to why businesses leave Wisconsin. It's because you can't do business here because, or in the past, I mean, you can now, but I mean, that's why businesses are leaving, because they can go elsewhere for less money. But under the Walker administration, they're holding the lid on that, and we're bringing people into Wisconsin. Totally different ballgame.
Two candidates for Attorney General say first offense drunken driving should be a crime. Do you have a position?
First offense, I'll tell you what, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. If it was if it was 1.0, I may agree with that. But this 0.04, 0.03, they're going to take that right down. I think repeat offenders, anybody can get caught once, and any more than once or twice, you bet, then hammer it to them.
Okay. On your website, you say the DNR is out of control. Why?
Well, at our convenience store, we are the #2 registration station for bears. The DNR is saying now that the bear kill was heavy over the winter because of the harsh winter. They're saying that the deer kill was heavy over this past winter. We've got a lot of deer up in the North Woods. We've got a lot of bears, and they have to be harvested. And they've got to show me more proof before I'll believe what they're saying. It's kind of like the wolves. You know, they say there's only a couple hundred wolves in the state of Wisconsin. We've got that many in Rush County. Okay. More than that.
Okay. You've got two opponents in the primary. Do you want to talk about any, do you want to highlight any differences between you and them?
The biggest difference between my opponents and myself is the fact for 40 years, 42 years matter of fact, I have run an independent business, my oil company. I started Jimmy Boy Pizza. I started the original Oven Works Pizza, and I'm also president of Edming Manufacturing, a metal stamping business. And when you're in business, I have to cut checks. I have to hire people. I have to fire people. I have to let people go when I don't want to, because I have to live within my means, and I have X number of dollars that I have to deal with. And when I step over that boundary, I'm going to sink, and that's exactly what the state of Wisconsin has. They have a checkbook and they have a cash register that they have to run. And I'm willing to take the serious decisions that it takes to make this business go, because that's what I've done for 42 years.
Thank you. Jim Edming of Glen Flora, is a Republican candidate in the 87th Assembly District. The primary is August 12th. Jimmy Boy, thanks for talking to Wisconsin Eye.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you.